Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tank Tours brought to you by Reefy AF. Today, we've got a tank tour by Harry, who has a very successful YouTube channel called The Spiritual Reefer, but also he runs his own website where he sells all sorts of things. Is it just 3D printing, or do you do acrylic work as well, Harry? Sorry.
Yeah, so it's acrylic as well. Unfortunately, actually, I was planning to debut my new kind of in Sump frag tank today. It's just drying. The glue's just drying, so I just missed out. But
No.
that'll be a video in and of itself anyway. So you'll see the kind of in-between stage today.
Exciting. Well, I'm going to spotlight you now, and you can just take it away for us.
Oh my goodness. Hello.
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 Hi, Harry.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Relax, mate.
So yeah, how did I get into it? Just quite naturally, I suppose. Cue the booze. Started freshwater.
Get the fuck out.
I liked like my gouramis, neon tetras, anything with a pop of color. And of course, when you're looking for a pop of color and then kind of start seeing the salty world, you soon realize that freshwater's a load of crap. And this is the place to
Yay!
be. Yay! So yeah, it just kind of naturally progressed from there. I think in total, I believe on a live stream, I said it was about 10 years, but I don't think it is that long. I reckon it's more like 8 years. We've been in this house 6 years, and this has been up, possibly 3 years now. So it's a fairly mature system at this point, but it's only in the last probably year or so that SPS and things have started to take off a little bit more. Previously, they were just kind of encrusting, and it's only now that they're starting to branch out that little bit, which is nice. Yes.
Is that your only Red Sea, or have you had 3 as well?
This is my first one.
And
Just checking for round.
if you want to speak during this, Matt, you can come towards the microphone a little bit closer.
Sorry, I said, is that the only Red Sea? Not 3 like you.
Oh no! Don't misunderstand me. We fucking heard you.
So if you have to replace this tank, are you going to get your staff to do it like Ron did, or have you?
Oh, if only I had some staff, Lee. I tell you,
I'll send you some.
Be a lot easier. Yeah, do you mind? Just
no, not at all.
For a week or so, and I'll send them back to you.
A week.
If that's all right, that would be quite handy.
Ron's just trying to get rid of them.
I got feelings, you know.
Got
So anyway, you've said this tank is 3 years old, so it is definitely the most mature thing.
About that, yeah. It could be less, could be more. Yeah, I should have done my research. Just should have done my homework. I can't remember. But yeah, it's a Red Sea. It's a G2. In fact, whenever the G2s come out, it wasn't long after then that I purchased this one. It was set up within a couple or 3 months of purchasing it. I wouldn't have got the first generation one. Yeah, won't get into that, but I wouldn't have.
So that was a conscious decision then?
Yes, yeah. I wouldn't have gone Red Sea. I was looking at other ones. I would have liked a water box. And then they come out with a G2. I saw the thicker glass. They've got the plastic along the seams, which I think is where they were failing, is where scrapers and stuff, along with the overhang. But yeah, we can speculate all we like.
Yeah.
To me, the G2s are a lot more kind of stuff. I mean, even like the valve on the downflow pipe is so much better now than previously. I do a little bit of tank maintenance, not so much now, but when I used to work on the Red Sea Generation 1, that valve would test my nerves.
Absolute dog shit. It
Yes.
was awful. Does the 2 and the G2 stand for how many replacements you need before you get the last one?
Yeah, I think that's right, actually. Yeah.
Excellent. I'm just waiting for the Red Sea sponsorship, so thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Only for you, Ron.
Cool.
Thank you.
I mean, go on.
What would you have gone for if you didn't have a Red Sea?
I mean, I had a Reef Sys. In
yeah, my man.
I had that for a little while. That was I can't remember what it was called. It was kind of a box one. kind of Red Sea 170 size, something like that. That was
Breeches
a really nice
180.
tank. Yeah, I think that was it. And that had a lovely valve.
Yeah, my man.
So possibly even better than this one. I do find with the G2, I think I've opened it up twice, and it does get a bit of crud in it because they've tried to make it so thin and nice looking. I think they might have prioritized form over function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're a fan of it. You're happy with it.
Yes. Yeah. Very happy. I wouldn't sort of choose anything else necessarily if I were to upgrade. I don't plan an upgrade anytime soon. I can't really fit anything more in this space. I like that I've got a foot or so either side to be able to get to different things. So yeah, I think unless a house move is on the cards, then this will remain here.
It looks great. It really does.
Thanks.
So give us a little look at the tank and your equipment and things like that.
Okay. My little orange lens.
Oh, he's prepared.
As I say, I would have loved to have that bit in the sump done, but
Are you using your webcam? You're using your webcam or using a camera?
It's a camera, and hopefully my little stabilizer is going to work as well.
Ooh,
Any luck?
professional.
Well, we try. I've now got to try and move you without destroying the place. Let's pop that down there for a minute.
Oh, gone black.
Camera's turned off.
Move so I can see you guys as well. Oh my
Oh, I
god!
don't like it in dark.
I'm nearly knocked the dog bowl over. Ugh.
Oh,
Here we are.
fish.
Hey.
So this is my little tank. I suppose stocking wise, oh look, I've left the lid on. I meant to take that off. Whoops. Turn the lid.
What size tank is it? Sorry.
It's a 525, so I believe
Right.
it's 5 foot thereabouts. Yeah, I guess stocking wise, I like my tangs, as you can see. And I think they kind of do a job as well, which is always helpful. In terms of
powder blue in there.
Yeah, powder blue, called Steve, after our East Coast Reefer Steve.
Is it because he's really aggressive?
Yeah, exactly.
And he gets the ick.
No, the name Steve came from when Steve reminded me or told me that I had won a 75 or 275 vouchers, pound vouchers at AAC, which I wasn't aware of. I was really chuffed that he let me know, and I brought a powder blue and named him Steve.
Lovely.
So I've had him since Love to Reef
Like a pair.
last year. And then coral wise, I think there's just a bit of everything really. I'm not kind of fussy when it comes to coral. I'm not good with coral names and stuff. I just like the look of whatever kind of catches my eye. So I mean, it's hidden behind a rock at the minute, sulking, but there's even like Kenya tree in there. Plenty of LPS. My hammer garden, although one of them is sulking because it fell off and I had to re-glue it earlier, is one of my favourite things in here. Unfortunately, the water's a little bit. Let me see if I can turn that down.
That's a bit.
There we go.
That looks a little bit better, doesn't
Like you've done this before.
it?
Nice looking clam to the left of it as well.
Well, unfortunately, yeah, it doesn't really open. As you can see, it's absolutely caked in Aptasia.
Oh
as
shit,
is
yeah.
the rest of my tank. So we can all ignore that for today. But as you can see, the rock is absolutely coated in the stuff.
Some people like furry clams.
Well, there you go.
We
I
need
have
to
heard.
get you a Australian stripey.
Yes, I know. So I have been looking for one for a good while. I popped into AAC a few times. I think you got to get there as soon as they come in, and obviously need to find a relatively small one as well.
So there's plenty of big ones about, not too many small.
Yeah.
Did you
I mean,
say AAC?
yes? Yeah.
Just tell Paul that his mate said to put one aside for him.
Yeah.
How is that cock, Melinda? How's that working out for you?
I told you I got the strap on happening at the moment. I don't even know how to do an Essex bloody accent, but yeah, I can do the strap on.
Oh dear.
Sorry, Harry. I've just destroyed your spiritual.
This is a very sulky GSP. Matt and Steve will tell you. I sent them a picture. Perhaps I'll send it over to you to put up on the screen. But I had a big old haircut yesterday or a couple of days ago. But that is usually absolutely humongous and flowing away. So yeah, that's had a trim. Hence, that's not very happy at the
I
minute.
love GSP. I don't care what anyone says. As long as you have it secluded and away.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, isolated on its own rock. This is what I mean about like being fussy about coral or not being fussed. Because I think some of these kind of less expensive, more common and easier to grow corals, I think are some of the nicest. Like, I mean, I've got a little Duncan growing down there as well. Yeah, I don't know. I like a bit of everything, if you like.
You've got loads of space for more corals there, Harry.
I know. This is my Aggie taught, Steve. I believe Steve is in here. I can't actually see the screen at the minute. I don't know if that'll focus. Oh, there we go.
So are you sure is that all Aptasia? You sure that's not a bit of hydroids?
It could be hydroids as well. There certainly is Aptasia because I see bigger ones here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's possible that it is hydroids, but it really does look like Aptasia when you kind of see it more secluded. But yeah, it could well be, which is a real pain if that's the case. But my plan of action is to remove the Tamini tang, as you know, and then I will pop in probably 15 Bergia, and I'm going to put them this time. I'm going to put some down the weir, some in the sump, or the majority of them kind of out the way, so that they're more likely to reproduce and that kind of thing before getting picked off. Yeah, that's the plan of action, and a copper band as well, which Tom from someone help me, Mantis Reef, that's it. He is going to acclimatize he is going to quarantine one for me and get it kind of feeding and things like that, and has even said if something were to happen to it, he replaces it as well at his cost, kind of whilst it's in his care. Wow. Which is pretty good, and he has not charged me a lot at all either, so I'm quite chuffed with that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Harry, what have you tried so far on that?
On the Aptasia. Yeah. So I've got a file.
Just in case like people can help you.
Up the back there. I have tried Bergia. I've done 2 lots of 10, but both times I put them in the display, and 5 of them went into my system upstairs as well, where I'm breeding them, it's working, but I only see one very occasionally, so I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. They've got plenty to eat. The ones I do see are brown, so they're not starving. But I think it's just one of those things. I'm not.
Do you have any wrasse in there?
Yeah, so I've got a 6 line. I think the Tamini is the one that would be picking them off. Annoyingly, I don't think they actually eat them, do they? They just spit them out and kill them.
Hit them, kill them, and spit them out. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see my 6 line currently going in my MP40, which luckily is turned off.
Yeah, mine does that.
Oh, every time I go to turn them back on, I have to get.
You have to check.
Yeah, keep an eye on them. But yeah,
I'll give you the recipe of.
What
was that?
I lost the wrasse that way. I didn't realise it had gone in and switched it and just went clunk, clunk, bang, and fired it half of it out.
I'll give you the recipe for my Aptasia killer. It's 100% success rate so far, but it is crazy stuff.
Is that TMC 100% or?
No,
Is it your special laser beam?
no,
Yeah, he puts his special mix in it.
yes,
Yeah.
I do, and it's nasty, nasty stuff. But it
Iron brew.
has Aptasia every time.
Yeah, Iron Brew.
Iron brew.
Got some more in the fridge.
So do you have to inject every single one?
Nope, you just coat them.
I've even debated coating them with like putty, but of course that would just be coating the whole rock and they'd soon come back. So what is it that you use?
It's sodium hydroxide pearls, so 2 grams
Yeah.
added to 50 ml of RODI. And then you mix that. It's got quite a exothermic reaction, so don't ever add the water to the pearls. Allow that to fully dissolve, which only takes maybe 30, 60 seconds. Then you add the same 2 grams of calcium hydroxide, which is what solidifies as soon as it hits salt water, which makes it sit on the Aptasia.
Okay.
You turn all your flow off,
Yeah,
cover it in that, leave it for 20 minutes, half an hour, and it will have been burned down to pure rock.
Nice.
You just have to be careful that if you're doing it on an overhang, there's nothing precious underneath, because when it falls on it. So I've got to be very careful with my acans, for example.
Yeah.
But it's never ever failed.
Okay. I'll have to pop you a message about that.
Yeah, and also don't use too much at one time, obviously.
Yeah, sure. I mean, with that, because obviously I've got this encrusting Monty as well, which is going to become a problem and kind of already has. And I'm trying to think up a way. Again, I was going to putty over top of it.
No, this stuff will do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is my my blasto I got recently, which I love.
Beautiful.
I think I'll frag that up as well eventually. Couple of
Yes, please.
Yeah. Those are a couple of new bits. It's a watermelon and John Deere and I can't remember what the green one is. Oh, it's just a barley slimer, I think. Is it? No? I don't know. A couple of names.
Harry, who do you use for? Obviously, you use AAC, but who else do you use?
Nowadays, mainly just AAC. If I'm honest, I don't have much time at the moment, so I've just left my job to be kind of full-time self-employed. So everything's a bit manic at the moment, but I have ordered coral online from Signature Frags. I think for kind of nicer sticks. Yeah, Christian's fantastic.
Whereabouts in the UK are you?
I'm in Sudbury in Suffolk, very nearby. So I have got Reef Exotics as well in Colchester, is about 30 minutes away. You sometimes get some good bits in there as well. But yeah, a lot of these of the sticks, like the Millie there. This one that I want to call a blueberry, but I'm not 100% sure what it is in the back there. All the nicer sticks basically have come from him. And then a couple of them, so this little one here, as well as this blue one, and a couple of others that I don't know where I put them, come from Jamie, Reef and Teeth. So when I delivered his frag system, bless him, he was like, "Do you want some frags?" I was like, "No, don't be silly." And he basically insisted and gave me, I think, 4 or 5 different frags.
Fantastic.
To put in my display, which was very, very kind of him.
Have you found any of the Aptasias bothering any of your coral? I know obviously it's bothering your clam because it's obviously not open, but is it bothering anything else?
I think it does bother them, but not enough to cause too much of an issue. I think the underside of whatever this is, you can see it's kind of died from the underside. There was a lot more Aptasia there prior to this Monty. That could have been due to that, or that could have been due to anything really. As I say, the SPS is kind of a little bit newer that it's doing better in my system. I'm getting a lot better colors now than previously as well. Not that it ever shows up on camera.
I've got a few pieces that would look absolutely dynamite in here, Harry. So I'm going to organise a box for you.
Oh, Ron.
No, it's happening whether you like it or not.
Okay, well we'll have to exchange something. I'll sort something out for you.
No, you've already sent me an entire commercial outer of Tankastics.
This is my favourite view down here. Let's adjust that a little bit again.
Harry, the rock scape, where did that come from? Is that something you designed yourself, or was that something you had made?
That came from R&R, who I believe has stopped now. But yeah, it's a ceramic rockscape. I do still get a little bit of kind of brown, hairy algae growing on it, and I do think it is just that rock because it doesn't tend to grow on the other bits of rock I've got placed around. So I do think they can be a bit of a pain for that.
I think we are only just learning about these rocks. I mean, people have made pretty rocks and we all just jumped on the bandwagon and said, well, that looks great, throw it in.
Yeah,
and I think we're only starting to understand the negatives of them now.
Sure. Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, this here is one of my tester magnets. I've got all tester magnets around. No products that I currently sell include magnets, and I've been on a mission for quite a long time now to find a really, really good way of encasing and fully sealing magnets. So they're not epoxy coated, they're not rubber coated, they are completely sealed within a plastic kind of properly formed shell, and then obviously sealed again and again within the 3D print. So again, that's just testing, and I've also got a tank upstairs with loads of magnets in it that I ICP. So that's something kind of on the horizon that I hope to be able to. It just opens up a whole new kind of ability, you know.
That's really interesting, Harry. Well done.
It's good fun. In a sense, it gives me, you know, something to do. I like tinkering and trying to work different things out as and when.
Can I give a bit of advice, Harry?
Please do.
You need to move that logo because it's right at the front of the den of your, as you can see, your goby there. And I can see how one side's completely buried round to the right-hand side. I'd be more prone to put it over where that torch is, and then at least it's not going to get buried because the more sand he puts on it, the more irritated it's going to get and you'll start losing heads.
So would you recommend, because I've seen you can get the little cups almost that hold.
Yeah, you should be able to print some out to set it on and get it off at sandbed.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. And
I just don't want you to end up losing it because I had one of them dickhead gobies do the exact same thing to one of mine and wipe it out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my favourite fish.
Yeah, he's got
a cleaner ass.
Don't be silly, Lee.
That's quite a beautiful little mandarin, is that?
Yeah, I've had him quite a long time. He's nice and fat, which is good to see because it's always a worry, isn't it, that they won't do well. But I do copepods as well, so I stick those in as and when I can. And then there's this guy who likes to stir up all my sand, make a mess.
That is the fish that got me into reefing.
Is it really?
Yes. My friends were all into freshwater. Boo. And we went to Maidenhead Aquatics, and I turned round and here was this fish eating sand and spitting it out his gills, and I was just completely captivated.
I think the first time you see that, as you say, it's quite something, isn't it? It's quite different.
Yeah. And in the same tank, a staff member walked up, put a tiny little bit of mysis in, and all the Nassarius snails came out of the sand.
Yeah.
I was like, sold.
Yeah. No, they're brilliant as well. I got a good bunch of those in here. I do like the Nassarius.
Makes me miss sand a wee bit, but hey ho.
Yeah. I mean, after Matt's tank tour, I think the time to do the front here, which I wouldn't usually do, and I'm so glad I did because it makes such a difference to the tank. So if anyone's debating it,
just waiting for Melinda to just like go absolutely tits.
I was watching her screen and her face.
Yeah, she just gave us the double finger. I just saw that.
What else can I show you? I suppose around here, if the wire will reach. Oh, that's the other side view. I do like my stylo.
Nothing wrong with it, stylo.
It's got a place in every reef tank. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? When because I get customers, they come to the house, and it's one of those that you can just snap a bit off and give away. And there's always plenty to go around, much like the GSP. And I think that's nice to be able to offer that to kind of newer hobbyists that want to, get into SPS for the first time and that sort of thing. So yeah,
it is good when you can snap one off.
I fucking knew somebody was not going to be able to leave that lying.
And there's me refraining from saying, don't you just crack one off anyway?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep up this spiritual reefer stuff hanging around with you lot.
Oh, that's so funny. I was talking to somebody about this. I was saying, poor Harry.
Yeah.
Give that man a bottle of rum and we're going to see a spiritual reefer.
I think certain members already have. Yeah.
Well, with all this, I'm still spiritual. I'm still very spiritual, mate. So I won't worry you.
There you are. What else have I got? Let's turn this little light on round here. Sorry, this is
in terms of equipment, tank upwards.
How far are you away from your phone, Matt?
I'll put it closer then. I was just trying to not be loud.
Don't want to wake up Roxanne.
What was that, Matt? My ears are bleeding now, you bastard.
What I said, Harry, was what are you using for equipment, flow and lights? So
in the display, you've got two MP40s on the rear glass and two I can't remember what they're called. It says on the magnets, I think. XF350s, gyres either end. So I've got the front two kind of pointing down, it's straight towards the main rockscapes, and then the kind of back gyre, if you like, is getting that nice surface agitation. And then you've got the dual return nozzles either side, which I just have pointed towards the back glass. And I think overall that gives me quite a nice random flow. The gyres will do 10 seconds on one side and then 10 seconds on the other. And the MP40s are on quite a random anti-sync flow pattern as well.
I know gyres are a pain to maintain, right? And trust me, I know, because I've got them in quite a few of my systems, but they are absolutely unbeatable at the job they are designed to do.
Yeah.
So in my frag system, I've got 4 MP40s underneath the racks, and then I've got one gyre just sweeping across the top. And that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think for surface agitation, as you can see, this one's currently on, the other one isn't. Yeah, you can't beat them. I think they're fantastic.
They move a lot of water in a straight line. It's great.
Yeah. And I think they're turned down to about 40% because otherwise it is just like especially after you clean them. I didn't get time to clean them for this.
It's crazy.
Yeah, when you clean them. Yeah, it's crazy. The difference that makes is quite spectacular. Yeah, that's flow lighting. I've just got four Red Sea LED 90s in the Red Sea pendant.
That looks really smart. Now, I don't like the Red Sea lights aesthetically, right? But in that unit there, that's
independent. Yeah, for sure. It makes a big difference. Originally, I did have the cabling actually in the wall as well, and then after I'd finished it, I looked it up and found out it was illegal. So swiftly took that out because I thought, no, my luck, the house will burn down, the insurance will find that and say, no, we're not paying anything. So I thought, you know what, I'll pop some trunking up, run it down there. But yeah, that's just in the ceiling. The joists were going the other way, so I had to pop in those bits of wood there to screw it into.
So is all of the power cable just going down that one piece of trunking?
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a spaghetti up here. I'm sure it's very dusty as well. I can't actually see what you can see.
It looks all clean. You can't see any cables or out, mate.
I can't see anything.
And then there's my little Neptune feeder. And then this is...
How's your ears when that thing goes off?
Hey, Harry.
Yeah, it does make the house vibrate a little bit.
Yeah. I was going to say, pretty earthquakey, isn't they?
They're crazy. I don't know why they're so loud.
That's my little control unit. So I get my apex and everything up on there. I won't go off the lights because they will change because I haven't got them all connected at the minute. I've got my other little tank that I'll give you a really shitty preview of because it is really bad.
How is that tablet on the wall charging, Harry?
Yes, I thought this might come up. It's going through the wall run, but
what?
It's Oh, I thought you were asking because I didn't do it over here.
Yeah.
I said it was illegal, and yeah. I think, but I'm not going to look it up to check. I think that because it's only 5 volts and it's going into a USB port, it's okay.
So how does that plug in?
So this is 3D printed. So I've got like a little button up here that switches it on and off. That just presses a button on there. It's a 3D printed mount. The mount, I don't know how easy I can get this off.
Oh, don't drop it.
You're live.
Because I'm trying to hold the camera in the other one. But yeah, so you can see the little mount there, and then the cable just goes in the wall there.
You're a clever little fucker, aren't you?
Well, it's not my design, that one, so I can't take credit.
Oh, you could have got away with that. Yeah, I would have just left it. I'll edit that out. And just, oh, that's an excellent design.
Yeah, brilliant.
Well done.
Yeah, that's my design.
That's pretty slick, though.
Yeah, it
It's
makes
cool,
a big difference than you know, if you leave your phone in the other room and then suddenly you realise your return pump's sucking air or something. It's nice to have that within arm's reach to do what you need to do. This is a bit messy, honestly, but you can't see anything. Hang on. So this is my little dosing bit. So I'm now dosing the Red Sea, was dosing Modern Reef. Really like the Red Sea, really like what my tank is kind of doing on them. But the one thing I will say is I'm struggling to find a balance. My calcium generally is quite elevated, up to like 550, which is fine, but I prefer to get it down a little bit.
I had the same, Harry, with the Red Sea 4 part. It was
interesting.
My calcium was sitting at 500, but my magnesium would drop off. But then I got a little bit cold feet about it. But then I heard a couple of people say that although they say you can dose it in equal measures to each part, some people were saying what you have to do is just find the balance and just don't dose as much of the first part.
But then that kind of makes like complete uselessness of the 4-part system, which they said it would all run together.
Exactly, I mean, I was dosing mine manually as well, so I wasn't using the full doser. So I'd imagine it's a little bit different for you, because I don't quite know how that would compensate on the app for doser. But
yeah, because it's all automated within the app. I would imagine you can turn it off. I think I was just kind of dosing in the hope that eventually it will balance itself out. But there's something I'll show you in a minute, which could actually be the reason why.
Are your Neptune pipes slightly pinched?
Which ones?
Your Neptune dose.
Yeah, one on right inwards looks pinched, doesn't it?
Oh. I don't.
Well, it's not so bad when you get closer.
I was just Lee. You obviously saw the same thing I did.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think they're okay.
I think it must have been just the angle looking at it, Ron.
Yeah, you could be doing with them the wee RODI John Guest fittings for that. I'll send you links, Harry. They're absolutely brilliant.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah, game changer.
Harry, is there any possible way that you can move those bottles to the bottom of that cabinet?
Yes.
Steve, what do you think?
What do you think that would make a difference?
Well, if you put your no pox at the top next to those bottles right now, I think Steve's going to have a heart attack.
Melinda, you're treading into dangerous waters here, ma'am.
I'm with you.
She has been wanky, hasn't she? She really is.
Yeah. You keep it
tired.
you keep it down about the no pox now. You keep it down.
All I
For
will
safety's
say,
sake, that it's not going to all run out of the bottles and into your system, please put it down lower than your doser. Please.
All I will say is wait until Steve's April Fool's live stream. And maybe we can address that issue then.
Brilliant. I'm excited.
Harry, I do have to say your cable management and tube management is on point. It's
well, thank you, but let me show you under here where it's not so good.
We've all got secret little bits. I mean, even
there you go. Yeah, I mean, again, these things start tidy, and then of course over time you add things, make changes. So these tubes here, I've got one there which connects to my IBC that's outside, which is where my RODI and seawater lives. Again, I'll send you a picture on. So that is going to them, and then I've got air inlines which go straight into the skimmer, which I think helps a lot with pH.
Yep.
And then just my waistline for the Neptune as well. Sorry about the state. I'm just seeing all these cobwebs and stuff now. I put these lights on in here. But again, I was a bit pushed for time today. But yeah, that's the way it is. But yeah, that's my little dosing station next to my robot vacuum. Highly recommend. It's a game changer.
Hey.
Sorry, Harry. How long did you say you've been dosing the Red Sea 4 part for?
I'm not good with timings. I have gone through. This is my second lot, and I'm nearly at the end. And I think they last 3 months, do they? 2-3 months, something like that.
What made you drop Modern Reef, Harry?
It wasn't in stock anywhere.
Oh, okay.
It really was impossible to get hold of. I tried everywhere online, in store, and couldn't get hold of any of it. And that, for me, I think you get up to a certain amount of money invested into a system where it just gets to a point you have to say, look, if I can't get this.
Well, that's what they say. Choose a salt, you can get almost everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So I changed over, and I have seen, I think, better kind of polyp extension and colour since changing, which I really didn't expect at all. But also I do, like I said at the beginning, think my tank has just hit a certain maturity recently. So that could kind of tie in with that as well.
It's difficult to decide what it is that's done what in this hobby. In fact, it's fucking impossible.
Yeah. So here is my sump that, as I say, is kind of midway between a transition at the minute. And I forgot to move that power head as well. So we come.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Well.
Why is it so clean?
These fish don't poop, mate.
What
because
the hell?
I'm doing a tank tour. Otherwise, it looks like crap.
It's a death.
Even when I clean my sump, it doesn't look clean like that.
So he's had it out, citric acid in it.
Yeah.
It's actually not draining water from the tank. That is all citric acid.
just a display sump. This one, yeah. So yeah, I'll kind of take you around where.
What were you doing just there, Harry? What was occurring there?
Oh, nothing. Just hiding.
Nothing
that I forgot to hide. That was all. Yeah.
A little cheeky power head, just
just sat in there.
Butt plug.
This is ordinarily where my marine spec biosphere bioblock holders go, but again, I'm changing things around in the sump at the minute. Those heaters as well kind of generally sit at the back, and then I've got is it Jabo, whatever it is.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
those little pumps in there. That's actually pretty good. I was quite impressed with that. And it just moves the water over the heaters, I find, and keeps the bottom of this a little bit more debris free. I've got my little Inkbird heater thermostat thing there. There's another one that's in the return pump as well. I assume it just takes an average of the two. Loads of spurboid. What are they called? Spurboid
Yes.
worms.
Spurboid worms. Yeah, I have a absolute plague of them.
Yeah. I think they're just part of it.
It's all part of it. Yep.
What temperature are you running your tank at, Harry?
25 thereabouts.
Yeah.
I have got a chiller the other side as well, which I'll show you in a minute.
What, for England? You mad?
Well, I'm in a new build and it gets very toasty in here in the summer. Very, very toasty. I would like to put the chiller outside because unfortunately it just heats the room up so much and is a bit counterintuitive.
You end up needing a chiller?
Yeah, we'll go up to sort of 28.5 without.
It's exotic up in Suffolk, apparently.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got aircon in the office at work purely for the tank and the dog. It gets roasting.
That's because you like things cold, Ron. Don't lie.
Our AC units in the States, AC units in the States are so different. Like the house never gets to the point where you got to worry about
that. These little hanging things are part of the system I'm working on installing at the minute. So this used to be a refugium in here, hence I've blacked out the back there. So that's just a bit of acrylic. And then I cut another bit of acrylic here with just some, like a weir cut out on it. You can probably see
Harry, just be honest with us. They are G.I. Joes at lines.
That's references is probably beyond me because I don't know what you're talking about.
G.I. Joe.
He's a bit young for it, mate.
Little action man, zip lines.
Oh no, I don't know.
Oh my god.
This is like when Lee talks to me.
What am I doing?
I've had to film with him. It's terrible. You try to tell him to talk about anything and he's, oh no, I don't know what that is.
I'm so uncultured, honestly. I spend my life looking at this fish tank.
You're not joking, are you? You've never heard of G.I. Joe?
Oh, I've heard it. I've heard G.I. Joe, but no, I wouldn't know what it is.
every time you guys say a place you live, I start to think of it as a place I've heard in Harry Potter. What the fuck is that? Weird.
I'm not going to get corals anymore. I'm going to get info packs.
Ron, you need to send him a G.I. Joe figure with his coral pack.
I'll do that.
Or a comic.
I might even name one of my corals G.I. Joe. How about that?
America.
Love it.
Sorry, Harry.
This is UV sterilizer, which is mounted incorrectly, but it looks nicer than mounting it correctly. So that's what I did.
Why is it mounted wrong? What's the matter?
So it does get air trapped in it. So to try and combat that, now I've been excited for this part. So the pump that runs this is one that Ron sent me over. He said they're the best in the business. It's a little TMC pump.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had to stop a tank tour halfway through.
It's over.
So yeah, that was a nice little thing of him to do for me. That green pipe goes out the back there and through round to the chiller and then out the chiller and through to the EV. So I also don't have much control over flow. I remember that when I set it up, I put it into a 2-litre jug, counted how long it took and worked out kind of what it was and decided it was kind of okay and rolled with that. The fish are good, the water's clear, and I don't have dinos anymore.
What brand is that? What is that? Is that the same thing all of you use?
Yeah, it's a DD. I think they're one of the more common ones. It's 20 watt. I believe there's the way they've got it mirrored in there or something makes it a bit like the equivalent of something stronger or something along those lines.
40 watt, double.
Yeah, which is always good. There's just my dosing lines coming in there. I try and run everything through trunking, but again, you end up adding things and taking things out, and then these things don't always stay how you intend them to.
I think one of the main differences in the DDUV, if I remember rightly, I might be talking bollocks here, is that the tube itself, the bulb is made of quartz. That's why they're so expensive. So normally they're made of glass, and the output of the UV radiation is actually cut down straight away before you even start. But their tubes are quartz, and then the quartz sleeve is quartz, so it penetrates a lot easier. I might be wrong, but I think that was my understanding.
Yeah, nice.
I'll be honest, this is like cleaner than Chris Hurren's bloody Sump, isn't it?
Yes.
So why have you got two skimmers in there, Harry?
So the second skimmer is kind of a makeshift ozone reactor.
Good
luck. Yeah, same principle.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, so the blue tube that is going down there is supposedly ozone. Oh, look, my camera's going to die. Fantastic. That should be charging. Is a little ozone tube that shouldn't disintegrate, but every now and then it does, and I just cut a bit off the end and pull a bit more through.
Yeah, they get very rigid, don't they, and brittle.
Yeah, exactly. And then in here is just some activated carbon, in there, which obviously helps to.
Oh, you've made that little lid yourself. Good lad.
Yeah.
Well, what's it say on it? Because it says, I can see
it does say marine spec, but I think it looks like a little Russian hat or something. So, yeah.
Привет.
Yes.
Harry, have you got those on your website? Because I think I've got a Curve 5 in the garage doing nothing. That's a good idea.
No, I don't, but I'm sure I can find the file somewhere. It was a long time ago, but yeah, send me a message and I'll pop it over.
Thank you very much.
That's my calc reactor or calc stirrer, which may be why the Red Sea is out of balance.
On you go, Melinda. Sorry.
Are you running it all the time or only for a couple of minutes a day?
The calc stirrer turns on. Did you mean the calc stirrer? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. That turns on between something like 6 p.m. and 3 a.m. Sorry. Yeah, something along those lines. So basically when it's dosing.
So you stir continuously between 6 and 3?
Something like that, yeah. But between
you can't hear it?
Dosing. Yeah, it does make a noise, but not loud enough to be annoying. I think having it in the cabinet does make quite a difference.
Is that normal for you guys to have your calc in the sump like that? Like, what if that thing leaks?
I saw, I think it was Reef Dork that I saw it in, and I was trying to find a space for it for the longest time, and I saw it in one of his videos, and I thought, oh, do you know what? That works. And I haven't had any problems. I couldn't find any documentation from memory to say if it was or wasn't okay.
Well, yeah, I would just be worried about the bottom leaking or something, and then you're going to basically nuke your tank.
With loads of calc. Yeah. If it were to leak, yes.
Well, that's what Harry's thinking now.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
Now I am.
I mean, isn't that what we all think about? How to prevent a crash? Like, that's what 95% of reefing is.
Yeah. That is true. So I wanted to set my alkalinity container in my sump because it kept on precipitating out because of the temperature of the shop. And then I thought, no, that's going to use too much one day. It's going to float, it's going to tip over, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
I must admit, it's setting my nerves off seeing that. And that says a lot for me, because that not bothers me.
I knew I shouldn't have done a tank tour. I'm going to have so many problems to correct after this, aren't I?
Learning curve, Harry. Learning curve.
Yeah.
Well, it's better to correct them than leave them and then not realise you've got a problem.
Well, this is it. I'm just going to go and grab a camera battery because it's flashing at me. So I'm hoping I've got one charged. It should be charging in theory, but it isn't. So I will see you very shortly.
Harry, are you ready to go again?
I am. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
A little unprofessional. Disgusting.
I know.
It gave us all a chance to get up to some fuckery in the middle of it, so it's all good.
Harry, at least you caught it before it just completely died. So, I mean, you're already ahead of the game.
Yes.
Tom would have just disappeared.
Yeah, Tom would have just disappeared. That's right.
You just heard in background.
Where did we get to? We were in the sump. I think I've covered everything in the sump, honestly. Return pump is a core 20. Neptune. So I've got, as you can see, the Apex probes down there as well. I find this really handy. I do keep meaning to 3D print something to just clip it on there, so it's a bit more tidy than just resting it on there, but that works too well.
Yeah, you 3D print.
That's the one good thing about the Red Seas is the length of the pipe they give.
Yes, it's brilliant.
It's handy. It's really handy.
So wait a minute, you're running ozone. Do you run ozone continuously, or is it only on and off?
No. It only runs for, I think, a couple of hours overnight. And it's a very, very cheap Amazon one, which I can't imagine the output is very good.
The only reason why I mentioned it is because you've got a Red Sea skimmer. I didn't realise at first. Because it'll break down plastic in skimmer. I know you're running it in a separate skimmer, but it still goes in that water column. You just got to be careful with it, that's all.
Yeah, so
if you only run it 1 hour a night, it'll be fine.
Also, the skimmer turns on an hour before and runs an hour longer than the ozone. I don't know if that really makes a difference, but in my mind, that kind of clears it out, if you like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
Do you not run the skimmer all the time, Harry?
Sorry?
Do you not run the Red Sea skimmer all the time?
The Red Sea I used to run 24/7, but recently I have changed that, and it, again, I can't remember the schedule exactly, but it turns off for probably a good 7-8 hours now, and that's purely because my tank runs very clean. Phosphates tend to be pretty good, around about 0.1, and they're pretty consistent, which is nice, but my nitrates just end up bottoming out all the time. Obviously, I have got NOPOX on, and that could well be very much not sensible. But I do find that when I take the NOPOX offline, I do get more of that kind of brown, hairy algae, and I think it does help to somewhat balance the nitrate and phosphate, or at least that's what it claims to do.
Reefing is battling something, whether it's good or it's just everyone's got a battle.
Yeah, sure. I've
just got to choose which one to take on.
Yeah.
What salt do you use, Harry?
I only use natural seawater. On the rare occasion that I run out because I don't order enough in for me and my customers, I will put a bit of blue bucket in, but I probably haven't done that for, at least a good year at this point.
Where is what source do you use for your natural seawater then?
It's Natural Seawater Supplier. I think they're pretty much the only one now in the UK, as far as I'm aware.
But one from Cornwall then, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never. So, how often do you get water delivered, and how does it work out cost-wise, if you don't mind me asking?
So it's every 4 weeks on a Sunday. I get it discounted because I'm kind of
sponsored,
selling it on for. I wish I'm selling it on to local reefers. So it just goes hand in hand with kind of the marine spec brand. People kind of pop over, get their phyto and pods, perhaps some coral when they pick up their water. But I think people like it also because they're kind of fed up of mixing salt water. And I think if they're coming over anyway to pick up whatever, then they're quite happy to grab.
Does it come from this supplier filtered, or do you have to filter it?
Yeah, it comes filtered. So they try and keep all the bacteria and everything that they can intact whilst filtering it.
That's interesting.
And then I keep it, the little surround it's in outside, keeps it dark. I don't mix it because it's only in there for 4 weeks. It's emptied every 4 weeks. So yeah, it's just in the dark for 4 weeks.
How much of a water change do you do each time?
I do 2 25-litre canisters. So I do 50 litres every 1 to 2 weeks. So usually Saturday is my tank maintenance day, but every now and then I won't do a water change. But it's quite it's quite consistent, if you like, the nature of my either doing or not doing the water change.
Okay.
Yeah, I realised as I said that didn't make much sense, but it makes sense to me.
That's all that matters. You're the one doing it.
There you are.
Or not.
There you are. But yeah, every 1 to 2 weeks.
Harry, the top of that centre brace in that the center brace
Yeah.
runs along the middle. The top
Yeah.
of that looks quite interesting. Can you just show what that little bit at the top is? It just like a
They terrify me. I remember setting one up on one at Tank Shops in Tank.
Yeah,
That's interesting, isn't it? That
it certainly is. Looks like it should be flush. I hope it's not supposed to be. Let's close these doors.
That does not look like an afterthought from the manufacturers at all.
So this is, I forgot to, this is another thing I'm going to be sad about, that I didn't clean it up as much as I would like. But yeah, there's all my wires and spaghetti. That's my little ozone thing.
They're actually a really good unit of them, mate, even though they're only a cheap one. Yeah, they are cracking.
Yeah, so I do notice my ORP kind of goes up.
I take it you're controlling the ozone levels via your Apex ORP probe.
I'm not controlling them, but I have got a safety. So if it goes above whatever it is, then it shuts down. But yeah, there's a lot of redundancy on the system with the Apex, and like I've got the Inkbird plugged into the Apex. So redundancies on redundancies. But again, I think those things just kind of come with time. You realize you're putting more and more money into this thing. And it's just sensible to ensure it. The one thing I haven't got is a battery backup. I keep kidding myself because we're in a new build, never had a power cut.
You think this is spaghetti?
It's behind it.
Yeah.
It's quite diabolical. But no, I just mean it that this has fallen down a little bit and this is twisted a little bit and I haven't dusted it, that kind of thing.
So have you only got one of your MP40s running right now?
Yes, because where I cleaned them in the citric acid a couple of days ago, my sand bed here was all going all over the place. So I thought, do you know what? I'll just turn it off for a moment before addressing that. But yeah, that's all my controls.
And is that your ozone air dryer there?
Yes, yeah, that is very much expelled and needs drying. But yeah, it's just silica beads that I pop in the oven now and then to dry it.
A tip of advice for them: don't try wash them like Rob did.
Grab in the sink.
If he hadn't dropped them on the fucking floor to begin with, he shouldn't have had to wash them. Oh dear.
To go off like popcorn, apparently.
I don't know, that sounds quite exciting.
It does, doesn't it? Throw them in the bath tonight, Harry. See what happens.
Should we do it live?
Do it live.
Do it live.
Where is that old fucker?
I didn't know how to answer that. So, Harry, you've already said that you don't have space for another tank. However, do you have any plans for anything in the future?
Tank-wise? Or just anything?
Or life. Or talk to us, Harry.
Life in general.
No, I not really. I think just growing it out, more coral, and just improving, learning more. There's always so much to learn. There's always new discoveries, if you like. I'm quite interested in all these new kind of bacteria tests and things that are coming out now. I don't think I necessarily want to chase certain things because that tends to lead to issues. It's like with my calcium being high, I'm just it's not too high that it will cause significant issues on its own, I don't think.
I think Tom could probably share his data with you on bacteria. Just piss in a tank.
Yeah.
Get some ammonia in there, yeah.
I'm quite excited for the new eDNA tests. I think if they can get the price down and actually offer hobbyists that, I think that could be really interesting.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think it's a totally new insight to the tank. Just more to worry about, isn't it? Which is what we all secretly want, I think.
Yeah. we all crave more knowledge, and the more knowledge you get, the more you just start to not be able to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Ignorance.
I really wish. Sorry. Go on, sorry.
No, on you go.
No, I really wish I didn't have as much knowledge as I do. I preferred it when I was naive and dumb. A lot easier. I slept a lot bloody better anyway.
What's changed?
Costs a lot more.
Yeah, I want to throw my microscope in the bin. Fucking
yeah. I'm not getting a microscope. Fuck that.
No, it's oh god, no. So Harry, to the left.
Yeah.
What's going on there then?
That is a little frag tank. That is not for today's show.
Oh, is your arm broken? You can't just turn or use.
Yeah, it doesn't turn past here, I'm afraid.
Is the light off on purpose?
The light is off because it puts a horrible glare on this one, but also it is quite convenient that you can't see in there.
Harry, didn't you say earlier you was going to show us it anyway?
No, that was the frag tank that I'm making in here in the Sump.
No, you definitely mentioned he says the shit tank to the side.
Right, let's give you a little look. Let's give you a look at this glass.
I only came for that one.
Peer pressure is fucking incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
You love it.
Wow, look at all those frags.
Oh, some nice.
Whoa.
Oh. It's like a tease. It's like a tease.
It's a TMC light.
Somebody pause the screen when the light's on.
It's like a horror film when he's just starting to strobe.
Oh, some nice hammers there, mate.
LPS, huh?
Well, those hammers come from this gold one a couple of days ago, so they're just recovering now. And then I got some frog spawn and
turn the light on.
Other bits in there. Little scarlet goby, and there's a Molly Miller in there, and a little 5-line wrasse or a pajama wrasse, can't remember.
So are the lights broken, Harry?
Yeah.
Shame.
Are they plumbed in together, Harry?
No, they're not. I wish they were, but every now and then I take a few 2-litre jugs out of one and pour it in the other, or out the small one and pour because I think the corals do better in the bigger tank. It's an older system. I look after it better. It gets more water changes, and obviously I'm dosing. So yeah, every now and then I just take a couple jugs out of the smaller one.
What you want to do is get a QD, a quiet drive dose, and have it transferring water out of them both continuously. Back and forth.
That sounds.
That'd be dead easy to do. It'd be a damn sight easier than plumbing them together, and you'd get the same kind of effect. I know there's a guy on one of Parker's Reef videos that does the exact same thing with a pair of Ecotech Versus.
But I've spoken to Anna about this, my partner, who thinks they're a little bit on the expensive side. And I tried to tell her, but we wouldn't have to take a jug every other day out of one and put it in the other.
And Anna says, get more fucking jugs.
There's a bit of advice, Harry. It's always better to ask for forgiveness rather than permission.
Noted. Noted.
Harry.
That's how I live my life, asking for forgiveness.
I'm sorry, love. I thought it was a good idea.
On your
makes life easier for you.
Did you have a question, Darren?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Harry's got some lovely fish. So I was just going to ask, they've probably been in there a while, I'm guessing, but did you quarantine anything before going in, or was it just a trusted source for your livestock?
So a couple of them came from, or a handful of them came from my smaller reef sis. Previous to that, they were in a 4-foot upstairs. So that was the clowns, or one of the clowns actually. One of them died a year or so ago. No idea why. What else? The 6-line wrasse has been with me for both of those, as has the Royal Grammar. And yeah, a handful of others. No, I don't quarantine, basically. Long story short, I have the UV on there. I think there is white spot in the system. When I added the powder blue, I did notice some markings on the tangs, especially.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if it's in there, but I think so long as you keep everything else, as healthy and as best you can.
Yeah.
White spot isn't a be all end all. It'd be better to quarantine, but no, I didn't.
That powder blue is so chilled. It's like.
Do you know it is? It's the sail fin in this tank that is
Yeah,
the bottom of the tank.
Literally, they just had a little bit of a Barney there.
Yeah. On occasion, they do. Tamini's really peaceful, as is the Regal. It's just that, the sail fin and the blue every now and then. But I think that worked in my favour because obviously powder blues are notoriously kind of aggressive. He's having a clean now with a cleaner rest. And I think because it was the last tang I added, and it was smaller than the sail fin, who was already the boss of the tank. So I thought, he'll probably put up a fight, and the powder blue can probably take it and put up a fight as well. And it worked out quite nicely. Stuck some mirrors on either end.
I couldn't believe how well that mirror thing works.
Yeah,
I was pretty skeptical about it, right? And then I stuck this wee yellow tang in beside me in this tank, and him and the coal tang were going at it because they're quite similar sizes. I stuck a mirror on, and that was it. Done.
Yeah, little narcissists.
Yes. So how long has that frag tank been running, Harry? And the reason why I'm asking is, have you managed to keep that little tank to the left free of Aptasia/hydroids until now?
Yes. So I had one in there that I saw, used calc paste, that ridded it, and that was that. I did have a peppermint shrimp in there that I actually moved into this system because I thought if there is Aptasia in the little tank, that peppermint shrimp's doing a very good job. So I thought I'll try them in here. Of course, once the peppermint shrimp's in there, it's a hell of a job to take out again. Not that I've tried, but yeah, I wouldn't want to. You can do with a Buxton bottle or something, can't you? I believe a little trap for patients.
I think the thing you heard about was an Evian bottle, not a Buxton one,
with an extra small neck.
And lorry driver juice.
Yes.
What's your future plans, Harry, for the tank?
Just more coral, more grow outs. There's only a couple of frags in there that are really growing out. I'm hoping to, so where the stylo is here, I'm hoping to kind of mirror that with this. That was another one from Jamie, the blue. I don't know what it is. It's very similar to a stylophora, shorter polyps. Kind of blue.
Give us a closer look, Harry.
Bacillopora by any chance?
Yeah, I think it is.
Could be a pocky, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping somewhat mirror. I hear they're a quick grower, so yeah.
Has it got a bit of green in the flesh underneath the blue polyp?
No, I don't believe so. Not no. Not that I can see at the moment, but that might be
Harry, Sorry.
When you go, Melinda.
Have you ever measured par? Like, how do those lights go for par?
No, I haven't. I've wanted to, but I think because the corals are growing and everything's kind of okay, I haven't bothered with the expense of the par meter. But I was talking to Matt, who said he's going to lend me, I think, the par wise. So it'd just be kind of good and nice to know. I think certainly when you're buying, for example, frags from Christian at Signature Frags, and he kind of suggests a certain par level, so it'd be nice to place that in the correct spot rather than where I think.
Don't forget there is a Reefy AF par-wise floating around out there, so I think Ryan's Reef, Liam's brother, has it currently. So if you messaged him, it's out there for everybody to use for free.
Send me your address, Harry. I'll send it to you straight away with a little gift from Love Honey.
Postman, hand me a vibrating box.
That's just given me an idea for your box of corals, Harry. Thank you.
Excellent. Look forward to that. But yeah, I think that kind of covers most things. I would say the chillers down there only ever comes on. Oh, it's very dark, but only ever comes on in the summer. But yeah, it does come on most days in the summer.
I think one of the most interesting things of this entire tour is the fact that you're using natural seawater. I don't currently know anybody else in the UK that does it.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it. I go on and on and on about it, and it's kind of difficult because I'm selling it. So it always sounds like I'm trying to get a sale or something. But the truth is that discount that I get from the supplier is completely counteracted by the time I've sold it on, and obviously I've had to pay for the IBCs, the building around it, and all those things. I don't make a penny on the seawater, but I really, really believe in it. And I just think with a lot of these salts, obviously you want to go for the salt that's got the same levels as what you're aiming for. But I think obviously seawater is just going to be so consistent. And you just notice such a difference in the fish's behavior from when I wasn't using it. They just seem so much more active, which again could be completely placebo, but I just love it. And it's so convenient when you're not mixing up buckets and things like that. But I always say to people, like, I use buckets, I was successful with them. They're obviously fantastic. There's obviously years of research, as we know, with the NIOS and things that go into them. I don't have anything bad to say about them. I just prefer the seawater. And I think, again, where you can do things naturally, obviously this is a very artificial hobby. But yeah, wherever I can, I like to replicate.
Have you ever sent an ICP away from freshly delivered salt water?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
And what did it come back like, just in general?
Just all in green, and that's very, very vague. But yeah, natural seawater levels as you'd expect.
That's brilliant. What was the salinity?
I think it's generally ever so slightly low, 1.024.
Okay.
But I don't bother. I mean, my fantastic Neptune salinity reader reads 1.025 and 26.
Yeah, get it set up right then, because mine's phenomenal.
I've got all mine switched off. Total and utter garbage.
Mine is fantastic now. It's working. It does read a little bit high in comparison to the ICP. But consistency-wise now, it's okay. And you see quite a dramatic change when you're doing a water change, or there's a temperature fluctuation or something. But as a kind of fallback and an alert system, if you like, I think it definitely has its place.
I always love in a tank tour when you take spotlight off, and I'm always just in hope that somebody's doing something deeply inappropriate and they didn't realise. Does anybody have any other questions for Harry and his absolutely beautiful tank? No, I think
fantastic. Looks great.
I think that is
well thought out.
Harry.
Everything's managed very well. Excellent.
That's very kind. Thank you.
It's a very nice tank, Harry.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Harry, you should be proud, Harry. Well done.
Another one of those tanks that makes me look at it and go, well, what the fuck am I doing? Damn it.
Harry, have you ever fed your fish any Haribo?
Yeah, every week they get a different flavour.
Do they like Tangtastics?
Only the Tangs get the Tangfastics.
Thank you. Somebody who actually says it correctly. I think you're the only person. That? Well, you called them Tangfastics because that's what they're actually called. Everyone else calls them Tangtastics.
Oh, really?
I've never heard, until Dave said it a minute ago, I've never heard them called Tangtastics before. Ever.
I'm special, all right. Fuck you guys.
He's a baby. He's not graduated school yet, is he?
Wait, don't you start, you bearded bastard.
Oh, Mike took it well. Okay, I think we'll wrap the tour up. I just want to personally thank you so much, Harry. We always learn something from every tour, and everyone is so humble and, oh no, I just have this. We always learn something. And the fact that you're using natural seawater absolutely blows my mind.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It's brilliant. And you're not buying buckets made of plastic and, yeah.
But I am getting lorries hauled that are full of water, so,
Diesel.
things are roundabouts. But yeah, no, thank you for having me on. I was really nervous, but I needn't be. It was really nice. Thank you.
That's what everyone is.
I do have one question, actually. I forgot to ask.
Go on.
What don't you want to die?
That's a fair question.
I'm pretty fond of everything staying alive where possible. I think
You got to pick something, mate. Trust me.
Well, Matt lost his mimic, didn't he? So
yeah,
I lost a lot of mine after I tanked off. At least, yeah.
I was more worried about before. I think. Like I messaged the Discord this morning. I got up, I woke up and I ran down the stairs. I thought, oh my god.
Bye.
Oh, we've killed his camera.
The camera's drunk. Oh my goodness.
I think the last time that happened was in your tour, Lee, was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's absolutely brilliant.
Mine just went away. Oh, bye.
Oh, the
Okay.
gimbals died now.
Well, anyway, thank you so much, Harry, and thank you everyone for joining in. And we
Hey,
You got a
held
lovely
on as long
ceiling,
as it
Harry.
could.
yeah, listen,
There we are.
we will see you on the next one. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks
Cheers,
very
Harry.
much.
Hello, everybody.
Yo, 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 yo.
You're right there, Dan. You look a bit on. Let's go.
I'm alright, yeah, good, thanks, guys.
Dan, did you
camera's
fall
up.
over? Did you fall over?
Hold on. Let's have a look.
Are you
Oh, you
in,
keeping
Austra-
water
are you
in
in
tanks
Australia? Are you on
It's
down
halfway
under?
there.
I'm down under, boys, yeah. Let me have a look.
Yeah, that's better, mate.
Thanks. You guys
now
alright?
I've killed mine.
Well, Linda's trying to go down under.
Hey.
No, I just broke mine.
Oh,
I
Ain't
went to turn it
spanking, are ya?
upside down.
you're not spanking, are you?
Oh, for fuck's sake, no, I'm old. Those days are behind me. Oh, you bastard!
What was that, Steve?
Spank me, fucker!
I did a 3D printed holder for Rob's new Canon thing that he's got. And it's got a little bit in the back where you can put a nameplate in. So I've printed a nameplate off that says Bobby the on it.
Brilliant.
Right, Steve, that's your first one.
Ever.
What's that? What is the t-shirt?
Baby Dave.
It's for Harry.
Oh, is it?
Oh, no, it's a Buddha. Baby Buddha.
It's a meditating Haribo suite. It says, just remember, don't call them twats.
That's so good.
You've got too much time.
It says, it's a lot of thought bubble, and it says, remember, don't call them twats.
Where's my t-shirt for my tank tour?
Oh,
I only just made it to your tank tour, didn't I? I actually
made
joined it in the
mine.
car.
You could have had a massive dildo on the front of your shirt.
Exactly. With Spank Me in the.
Dave, can you get a taller glass of milk there, mate?
It's almost as
Baby
big as
Dave's
you
got
are.
his milk. Yeah, yeah.
Bro.
Straight from the tip.